Folks, how are you? Welcome to the Mañana morning check-in. And I'm, as you can tell, not in my normal workspace. I am, let me turn this off so there's no echo. I'm out and about. I'm out with my son, and we are spending time at a friend's house, helping them take care of their pets, which I really, really enjoy doing. We get out, we get away. Hayden, my 13-year-old, he gets to ride his dirt bike a little bit, get some exercise. I brought the mountain bike up here, and it's a little off the beaten path, close enough to town, but off the beaten path enough to just cut away, enjoy, have a fire in the fire pit, you know. And it's time for him and I to spend some time together. Friday is normally our mentorship morning breakfast, and today we bypassed the morning breakfast because we're up here, and we're taking care of the pets and the property and all that, but also because I had some meetings scheduled. And it's so interesting. It's I get up today and I'm playing with the internet and getting everything all hooked up, all those things, and the first meeting cancels, reschedules. Fine, no problem. Second meeting happens right on time. And interestingly enough, it's a gentleman who helps people publish books. So what you may or may not know, I don't know how much of me you actually follow, but I make a lot of meetings through LinkedIn connections. Whenever I make a new LinkedIn connection, I generally follow up with hey, you up for a quick call? Let's get to know each other and see if there's any way that we can be of mutual benefit to each other. And that could be doing business together, or it could be, hey, I got 10 friends that could do business with you. Remember, not everyone you talk to is to buy or sell something. Sometimes you just want to connect, right? And so I had a meeting scheduled today with a gentleman. It was like that. And he helps people publish books. Well, I've already published a book. That's how I got to be the technical training manager of Ducati North America, and then moved on to my position at Suzuki, and now have my own power sports training company, right? And so that book was the catapult that led to that. And then there's a second book that goes with that, and I've started working on a third book. And so him and I ended up having a really good conversation. And through that conversation, he was like, you need to write a different book. And he really, really pushed me kind of hard. He said, your story would be of interest to people. You need to write your story. You need to write a memoir. Yeah, that's super flattering, right? And then I was like, yeah, I really don't think people care about the life of Kurt Von Ahnen too much. But I have taken a different path, and I have experienced wins and losses on the extreme side of things, and people might find some interest in some of that. So it was interesting to have that conversation. Next, we jumped in, we started working on website and content and things like that. And, if you're on the daily email list, one went out today. It was a free tips report on basically accepting your flaws and, putting them in your back pocket and moving forward, right? So I guess now that I just said that in one sentence, you don't need to read the whole article, right? But I sent out content just today. Again, it's like a freebie Friday, right? Instead of how do I say this in a way that makes sense? People that are on the Mañana No Mas mail list get a near daily message that goes out, and I usually try to put some kind of value added content into that message, right? The benefits of journaling is coming up next week, and so I'm super stoked to do that because journaling has really made a big change in my life over the last year. So the more that I can share with people and add value to people and help folks out, the happier I am. Now that on top of customer interactions, it's just been one heck of a winning week. So met some great contacts, had some great meetings. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see every now and then I put, hey, the Mañana No Mas LinkedIn member of the day is, right? And I'll put, in there somebody that I've met or someone that I've spoken to or someone that's, come across the front of my mind recently. And I think it's important to acknowledge folks and give them props every now and then, right? The next thing that is on the tip of my tongue that I need to bring up to you is if you're in the power sports field or you know somebody in the power sports field, we are doing the second Power Sports Roundtable. The second Power Sports Roundtable is scheduled for April 29th. So it's only 20 days away, right? So in less than 3 weeks, I'll be doing a 5-hour webinar online, right? So it's virtual. No need to travel, nothing like that. Dealer owners are encouraged to sign in and see as many segments as they possibly can. The last one that I did, I brought in 4 other experts. And so on December 9th, we did a leadership segment, a sales segment, a social media segment, a business development center segment, and then I brought up the end with a service segment. And podcast celebrity Brian Croft was part of the magic that held that thing together and glued the segments together for us. And I think really made for a fantastically successful event. When you do something like this, you don't know if you're going to get 1 person, 2 people, 9 people, 20 people. And we ended up getting 68 people signed into this webinar, right? And so, in my mind, I'm like, wow, that was cool. And so what we've done for this next one is, and I've got a couple of slots I'm still shoring down, right? But it's scheduled. So mark your calendars, go to the Power Sports Roundtable, hit the registration link. It's free, but I want you to pre-register. I want to know what we're getting into, right? But for the sales segment, I'm bringing in a gentleman named Nathan, and Nathan is an expert on power sports wholesaling. And so I didn't want to just talk to sales departments about sales. Like, this is the main audience for this is dealer owners, right? And so as a dealership owner, what inside knowledge or expertise about wholesaling would help you improve your business model, would help you drive your profits, would help you, educate your staff better on trade-ins and actual cash value for vehicles and inventory, and aging things out and paying floor plan for things. If you're not in the power sports industry, if you're not in ownership, and I'm using terms that are outside your scope, I apologize. But to have an expert in for this topic, I think is going to be huge. I think it's going to be great. My BDC expert is coming back. That's Joe Iribarren. I hope I'm saying his name right. But Joe Iribarren to me I've got a lot of respect for the man. He owns a company, Go Creative, and I think it's Go Creative. Yeah, Go Creative. And they have a business development center product that records calls and helps you evaluate how you're treating your customers, verbally, and it tracks leads coming in, leads going out, things like that. It just does things that, and here's the crazy thing, ask somebody at Ducati, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, KTM, this in the marketing division, say, hey, out of all the leads that come through your lead generator, right? Out of all the leads that come in through your lead magnets, what percentage of leads do you think don't get followed up on? And the number will shock you. That you just can't believe it, right? And if you've been a customer in any kind of retail situation, you know this to be true. You'll call, you'll get a voicemail, and you'll say, hey, this is Bob. I'm really interested in buying that that John Deere whatever. I'm really interested in buying that Toro mower from do you have on sale that I saw in today's newspaper, whatever. And you wait and you wait and you're like, how come they're not calling me back? Do they not want to sell this thing? And unfortunately, that's kind of normal. And so Joe's got a service where he helps dealerships follow up on leads and stuff like that. And it's invaluable. And so Joe will be with us again. So I'm super, super stoked about that. And then Jason from Motorcycle Industry Jobs is going to be with us. And, part of what I like about Jason coming to the table, besides his humility and his personality, because let's face facts, Motorcycle Industry Jobs is kind of a staple in the industry. And when I said, hey, do you want to be on the podcast? He's like, oh, are you sure you really want me for it? Of course I want you for it, bro. He lives local to me. He mountain bikes, right? And I'm a mountain biker. So I see that. We work in the power sports industry. So there's that. So we've got a lot of commonalities there. But if you follow Jason on LinkedIn and you look at how he adds personality, flair, and humor and attraction getting verbiage to open positions, and the work that he puts into fulfilling an open position for a dealership, I think is it's something everybody can learn from. And so I run For people that are part of the Power Sports Academy, I have a job listings page where I let people put their job listings, into the site. And it's a free service I offer for people that are members of the Power Sports Academy. So I wouldn't consider that competition to motorcycle industry jobs in any way, shape, or form. But I see what dealerships will send me for an open position. And then I look at what Jason puts out on LinkedIn, hey, you picture yourself, in a sparkly bass boat fishing, on the rugged waters of Idaho. Perhaps you'd like to work for Western Power Sports, right? And it's like, right, like it's just good. It's just a good energy. It's fun, and it gets your attention, and it makes you want to apply more quickly for the open position. So anyway, he's going to be part of the Power Sports Roundtable. So I'm super, super stoked about this. We've got a couple of other people that I'm still talking to. Pardon me. We've got a couple other people that I'm still talking to about bringing into the Power Sports Roundtable. The goal for me, like I said, is a 5-hour webinar, and it's basically 5 different talks with 10 to 15 minute segues in between each talk. And so if you're a dealer owner, I encourage you to get pre-registered for this thing, get it on your calendar, mark coverage for your store so that you can devote some time to this. It starts at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it is not wasted time. I'm coming to you with so much value, and this roundtable is coming with a special offer during the day that I think is something that I don't think most dealers should pass up. I've worked with a lot of dealers, and I've brought a lot of dealers multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional revenue through training and consulting and things like that. And I don't want dealers to miss out on this opportunity. So get in there. Let's make this thing happen. It's going to be great. And here we are. It's Friday, and I'm talking about business like it's Monday. Folks, I hope you love what you do as much as I love what I do. I pray that for you. I pray that you are fired up and you enjoy everything that you do. I'm going to have to unplug for a little bit. I'm going to spend some time with Hayden. We're going to go do some devotionals and have a good lunch. And then I've got another meeting at 4 o'clock today to wrap up the week. And then it's time to twist a little bit of throttle, right? And have some fun on a dirt bike. So I hope that you're having a great day. Hope you're having a fantastic week. I hope you're finishing strong. I hope that if you're a person of faith, you've taken a moment to pray. I hope that you have a sense of inner peace. If you're not a person of faith per se, but you still follow me for some type of inspiration, guidance, whatever, I hope that the energy that you have, your alignment with different things around you fits well. And I wish you nothing but success. True. In fact, one of the clients I've started to work with this week, it's not official, so I got to be careful how I say things like started to work with, make it sound like it's official, like they've written me a check or something. But we had our exploratory meeting, and right away she's like, well, I'm an atheist, and and I said, well, I'm a former youth pastor and a very active Christian, but there's no reason we can't work together, right? And I think that's what's missing right now is, people are just like this all the time, and we don't need to be like that. We really don't. I really miss some of the diversity. We talk about diversity and tolerance, but we don't express any, do we? And so looking so forward to establishing a better relationship with this new client. We have our next meeting sometime next week. We'll cinch this thing down. We'll get their project going and get it launched. And then it'll be another thing where I'm just like, got a new project launched, because I'm a builder. I love to see things get launched and get going and tear off and go into a growth mode. So folks, I love you. Have a great weekend. Take that precious time. Again, person of faith, pray, get centered. Person that's not of faith, find that energy, find some parallels and just find some inner peace and enjoy yourself. Get recharged, because next week